if I flipped the coin of life? Came out heads instead of tails.
Security's got its eyes on Saburo Akadipo. That guy's trouble for the status quo, if you know what I mean.
Don't even bother with that other place. You will
For our continued support. I'm sorry.
Our contributions? Those taxes we pay are a sham. So he can line his ivory trade tower with another layer of gold. Makes me sick.
If you have a bit of money to spend, we could really use your business. Welcome to Newell's. Let me know if you need help with anything. Oh my, do I? That's awful. I should be taking better care of my customers. You'll have to excuse me. With all the ruckus my husband's been making at the Merchant Alliance meetings, it's difficult to get any rest. Poor old man has himself mixed up in a foolish crusade against Dietrich Sieghart, who he's angry at for paying off Neon security. It's a little group James formed, with some of the other vendors on Neon. I'd call it more of a support group, because all they do is sit around and complain about how hard it is to run a business here. For protection, I assume. They apparently target certain businesses with some type of safety assurance fee scheme. We've been spared that indignity so far, but it's absolutely disgraceful this kind of thing is happening. He runs Sieghart's Outfitters. It's right outside the spaceport terminal. I suppose you could say he's our only real competition. If you ask me, he isn't such a terrible person. Please don't tell James I said that. I'm not taking anyone's side. I just want all this infighting among Neon store owners to end. I think my husband has Dietrich all wrong. He's probably doing what he has to do to survive. Just, please don't tell James I said that. I don't want him to think his own wife is doubting him. It's just a feeling that I have about Dietrich. I'm sure he's paying off Neon security because he has no choice. I can't afford to fight back like my husband expects. I have no idea. Anytime the subject comes up, it turns into an argument. Frankly, he's so obsessed with this Dietrich situation, I don't think he's listening to me at all. Oh no. I'd hate for you to get sucked into the whole silly affair. It would be so lovely to see my James happy again. He used to smile at me all the time, you know. Now all I see is worry on his face. I suppose you can speak with him about it if you like. But perhaps you'd like to browse our store a bit before you do? Oh, he'll be so upset for me telling you this. But it's such a funny story. I can't resist. James and I used to work on the Chasm Bass line at Xenofresh. We didn't do any of the Aurora extraction, just dealt with the leftovers. I was a supervisor on the line. And when the alarm went up that it had been stopped, I investigated. I find James inside a storage vat, up to his shoulders in stinky fish guts and blind as a bat. The gut got in his eyes, you see. I had to walk him to the showers, strip his work clothes, and hose him down. When he saw me standing there, he turned bright red. After the shift ended, we went out for a Terra Brew and talked. A year later, we were married. Better times. Better times. Dietrich is actually quite a lovely man, though lately he's been under a lot of pressure, which has made him rather bitter. When we first opened our business here in Akuchi Market, he was actually very helpful. Offered us advice. Didn't treat us like competition at all. I'm sorry, I just don't believe Dietrich is doing anything wrong paying off Neon security. We all do what we have to do to survive in this wretched city. Unfortunately, my husband is convinced that fighting City Hall is the way to solve all of Neon's problems. I think he's wrong. Please, we have a lot to offer. Have a good day.
Welcome to Newell's. If you're looking for any specific goods, Rosa and I guarantee we'll beat Sieghart's lousy selection every time.
Oh, I don't have a problem with this place. My problem is Siegert himself. That man has absolutely no respect for the business community on Neon.
He skips merchant meetings and refuses to participate in any of our group buys. Worst of all, he pays off Neon security to keep his place safe. A lot of the merchants in Neon belong to a small merchants alliance. It's nothing formal. It's just a bunch of us getting together to air our grievances and watch each other's backs. By standing up to the lowlifes who come in here expecting me to just hand over all of my money, I refuse to be run out of business or be forced to pay protection. Yeah, sure, if all you care about is yourself.
Every payment Siegert makes validates Neon Security's corruption. He's setting a bad precedent that many merchants are forced to follow.
Anyway, sorry. I know I can get a little intense about these things. If you'll forgive the outburst and have a look around, I'm sure you'll find something you might want to buy. I arrived in Neon almost, 20 years ago? I had gotten a job at Xenofresh through a friend and started working on the loading docks. After a few years, they moved me up to Kazanbass processing, and that's where I met Rosa for the first time. She was my supervisor, but we hit it off right away. It wasn't long before we decided to quit Xenofresh, get married, and start our own business. We've been in love ever since.
I'd say the majority of the guards are rotten, and the few who aren't simply take a paycheck and look the other way. They have Neon completely under their control. The Freestar Collective's own security doesn't even maintain a presence here. If it wasn't for the Freestar Rangers outpost, there wouldn't be a shred of justice in this entire city.
Oh, okay, yeah. That'd be extremely helpful. I honestly don't know what to say.
Fair enough. Just be careful when you're dealing with Siegert. He can be surprisingly unreasonable when he's cornered. The first time I brought up the subject, we got into a huge argument. Siegert said he had every intention of paying Neon security and that it was final. After that, I tried to speak to him a few times, but he's always been too busy to spend the time to sit down and have a decent conversation. It's obvious he has no intentions of talking to me anymore. I honestly don't know what I did to make him so angry with me. Let me know if we can make a deal. Thanks. I had to chase more zone heads out of here today. I don't think they even knew what planet they were on.
They're just kids having fun, James.
Don't kid yourself, Rosie. Aurora isn't fun.
Hectic needs. Packaged food? Check.
Next technological
You wanna head to Euphorica after work tonight?
Hello there! Let me know if you need anything. Welcome to Sick Hearts Outfitters. Everything you need to explore the settled systems. If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Great. I'll bring the blend, you bring the chunks.
I can promise you, I'm not just using hyperbole to get your business. I've spent years perfecting my business by polling customers, measuring sales, and carefully adjusting my inventory to cater to just about everyone. So take your time, look around, ask me questions. You won't be disappointed. Thank you for noticing. I have a lot of overhead in this place, and just between you and me, I am up to my eyeballs in debt. This is a prime spot right next to the spaceport terminal, but the bills and the rent here are astronomical. Oh, yes, absolutely. It can be off-putting, I know. I picked up the habit from my mother. She was an extraordinary woman, made friends instantly wherever she traveled. Wise as well. If she was still alive, she would have told me to move my shop and cease paying these exorbitant fees. You'd think that, right? Unfortunately, I'm barely scraping by. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with the details of my business all day. You're here to shop. So why don't you help out a poor shopkeeper like myself and buy something? I've been at this location for the last 8 years, but I've had a business in Neon for almost 20. As soon as Ryujin broke ground on the tower, I knew the city would start swarming with people, so I went all in. I love this business. It's my life. I can't imagine doing anything else. Yes, I'm aware of James's objections. That's partly why I don't go to the meetings. But if I don't pay Dexler, I'll lose my business. And what good would joining the Alliance do then? So, really, I don't have a choice here. If they want to fight Neon security, they can. But I need to protect my livelihood. Owen Dexler is head of Neon security. But he is less concerned with crime than he is siphoning money from honest businesses. But it's not just him. All of Neon is corrupt. The only way to survive is to give in to their demands. It's fine in theory, but this isn't New Atlantis. It's Neon. Corruption is an institution here. What can a single alliance do to stop what's built into the Foundation? I don't want to seem like a defeatist, but frankly, it feels like a waste of time. You think I'm okay with it? I would like nothing more than to run my business free of Dexter's thieving. But what power do we really have? If I don't pay Dexter, he'll make sure every gang in the city takes a piece of my stock. Thanks for stopping by. If you don't see what you need, feel free to ask. We can. You think I'm okay, but what? And why is that? Rosa said that? I remember when her and James first started. They were very green. It was a different time. Okay, you've convinced me. I will stop paying Dexter his safety assurance fee. And tell the Newells I will come to the next meeting. Maybe I will even bring some beverages and snacks. You can't stand up to Neon security on an empty stomach.
A quiet evening should do me some good.
Don't worry, I'll stop making the payments. My dear mother would have said the same thing. The fees here are quite expensive, and I'm barely making ends meet. But I've always been quite stubborn. It has not always been easy, but I've been at this location for 8 years, and I won't give up. My business is my pride and joy. You won't find another store like mine on Neon, so please support my business with your patronage. You won't be disappointed. Sure, I have everything you need to explore the settled systems.
I just really need a mental break.
Apply today at the nearest.
Well, with all signs pointing to the Astral Lounge, I suppose we should pay a visit. Purely for exploratory purposes.
Welcome to Newells.
Of course.
Well, I'll be. And all you had to do was talk to him? I don't doubt it. Like trying to wipe the slime off a chasm bass.
Oh, let it go, Hud. If Sieghart says he's in, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I guess you got a point.
Thanks for your help on this. The Merchants Alliance is finally united. I don't know if we'll ever get a fair shake in the city, but it's a start.
I don't know.
New will's good. We have everything you could possibly want.
If you don't mind, I'd be happy to gather. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far.
Settle this once and for all.
You like art?
Velocity or Chimera?
You kidding? Chimera, all day. Why do you think I'm here?
Oh, you'll like this. Just head on over to Neon's
Chimera's
Tactical and check out the
nice, but
robot.
velocity?
It's my best work.
Did you have her?
See, you just proved my point. Down your third velocity, and you're out.
Only when I have a knife in
By
my
the third
hand.
Chimera, you're floating on
Rest of the
frickin'
time,
cloud 9.
I just paint.
I don't know about you, but that's where I'd rather be.
Euphoric is
Yeah,
home
I
for
guess
people
you're
like
right.
us.
Where the hell
And
did
by
my man
people
learn to
like
mix a
us, I
drink
mean
like
killers,
that
thugs,
anyway?
and thieves.
Well, let's face
Now, I
it,
haven't
some
killed
people just
anyone in a while, but that
gifted.
just means I'm due. Are you in a gang? You sound like a middle-aged bank teller. Yeah, I'm in a gang. The Disciples. Maybe you've heard of them. That Cyclops should be thanking me. I dressed up his toy real nice, gave him a total makeover. He's lucky that's all I did after what that thing did to my crew. I thought it was pretty clever. If I trashed it, it'd stink for a bit, but he'd get over it. So I took a can of spray paint and put my tag on it. Now, every time that Cyclops opens up that eye, he's gonna see my art on his buddy. We tried to rob his store and reload our crew. That's when his little toy unloaded on us. Lost some good disciples in that group. If anything, that freak should be paying me. Yeah, I do. And I'll make art out of your guts if you step out of line. And what makes you think I will? True. Don't want to fight a war on two fronts. Yeah, it's hard to predict Crazy. Never know what he might do. All right. The Cyclops is one thing, but I know better than to mess with you. Besides, that Model A shredded my gun arm. I can't aim straight, let alone paint. Here, you give this to that freak and tell him we're even. Ha! And it's gonna stay that way, if that old Cyclops knows what's good for him.
for another Chimera?
Sure. Thanks, Micah. Keep them coming. It's been a rough day.
If you're in need of some extra relaxation today, perhaps I could interest you in a visit to the members' lounge.
Wish I could.
Kept picking us off.
Wait. Did you hear that? Hope you're ready.
Please let me know if there's anything else you need.
I'm sure they had something we can use.
Micah knows how to make a drink.
You good?
Plenty of space in the members' lounge today. Welcome. Please, make yourself comfortable. I can offer you a drink, or perhaps you're here seeking access to our members' lounge, where you can enjoy your Aurora experience in peace. Sorry, no. Aurora sales are only permitted through the Astral Lounge. We simply provide a safe haven for you to enjoy it in peace. If you desire access to the lounge, you can purchase admittance for a completely reasonable fee. Otherwise, you're welcome to relax, listen to our music, and perhaps enjoy a chimera. It's a specialty alcoholic beverage only served here at Euphorica. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Not only will you be able to experience one of the most exclusive Aurora lounges in Neon, you also have access to our private bar. The bartender down there is a personal friend of mine, and he sells some rather unique items. Now sit back, relax, and unwind.
Chimeras really pack a punch.
Excuse me, I don't suppose you're looking for a robotics expert, are you? I have a vested interest in getting out of Neon.
Thanks, Micah.
I have a good deal of experience with machines, especially robots. I'm also an expert in the manufacture of certain chemical substances. But I guarantee I'll figure out whatever job you give me, even if I've never done it before. I've got a good head on my shoulders. You're a real lifesaver, boss. Thanks. There's just one thing to discuss before I sign on. I'm conducting some independent research in the space lanes. I won't let it interfere with my duties, but I refuse to give it up while I'm working on your crew. Is that gonna be a problem? Good to know I'll be traveling with a fellow intellectual. Scientific curiosity looks good on you, hon. Oh, and don't bother draining your pockets for my salary. I don't really need the money, just the job. So much for common. Excuse me. You're a real lifesaver, boss. There's just one thing. I won't let it interfere.
I'll just have a beer for now.
Good to know I'll be traveling. Oh, and
Please enjoy.
Thanks, Micah.
that depends. What can you offer? In my experience, the right offer is always worth waiting for. If you don't like it, find someone else to deal with. There's no need for any of that. I'm sure we can work something out. I'm not taking this job for money. I'll work for a dozen rusty credits as long as I'm able to continue my research. Whew, that is a... I owe you a favor. Don't think I'll forget it.
Ready to relax?
Looks like you need to relax.
Welcome. Please, I can offer you a drink. Customers choose our... We have no blaring music. Sorry, no. If you desire otherwise, a wise choice. Please let us know if you need anything else. Please.
Hey
You're
there.
always welcome here.
I'd somehow forgotten about the stink of this city.
I'll take a chimera, thanks.
I'll have that ready for you shortly.
Thanks, my cub.
Yeah?
I'm looking to join a crew. Any openings? Trust me, you'll be getting a bargain.
Anything I can get to help you relax? Hello there. On behalf of Euphorica, I'll be happy to provide whatever you need. Can I get you anything?
Care for another chimera?
Sure. Thanks, Micah. I keep them.
Yes. Well, due to the extreme exclusivity of the members' lounge, we like to keep the fact that we offer Aurora confidential. You can rest assured that purchasing Aurora from this establishment is not only safe, it's completely legal.
In the meantime, please let me know if there's anything else you need.
Of course, no purchase. We also offer an... Begging your pardon, I find that fraternizing with the customers can lead to problems. I prefer my private life remain. No offense intended. Thank you. Please, let me know if you'd like any Aurora.
Sure. Thanks, Micah. I keep them coming.